Over the last 3 weeks, I've been building my very first Planet Coaster 2 theme park, known as Asgard theme park, where we have built the first themed area known as the Viking Village, and we have also built a wooden coaster, a ride that isn't even a game, in the Vekoma Madhouse, and a Vekoma Junior coaster with a very creepy Zero car, which stares at you the entire ride. The last video, I left you off with this teaser. And in today's video, we start building a brand new area and reveal the name to the said area. So let's get into the video. So here we are then, guys, back on Planet Coaster 2 for another video. I know there's been a lot of Planet Coaster videos lately, but I haven't really thought of anything else to do, if I'm honest with you guys. But I have got a few ideas. I've got a few ideas which I do want to do, which will come sooner rather than later, hopefully. But in today's video, we built the first coaster then in the new area. We've actually built a water coaster. I know these aren't the most popular rides in real life; they're known to be quite rough, but I thought I'd start off this new area with a water ride. That's a big theme in this area. It's going to be a lot of water rides, and not the most thrilling of rides. Well, I say that, but actually no, I won't reveal any of that to you guys. You'll have to wait later on into the series. But see, we're already making alterations to the layout before we even finished it. That's absolutely fantastic. But just going for a nice simple little water coaster here. It's actually the most tallest ride, I believe, in the park that we've built so far, and that includes one of the areas which comes soon, which, stay tuned by the way, because that definitely isn't coming out for probably a good few weeks, but never mind about that, it is what it is. But no, as you can see, we're working then on smoothing out the wooden coaster, even though they aren't really the smoothest rides in real life, but oh well, who cares. But yeah, this is looking good. I don't know whether or not you guys saw one of my posts on, I think it was YouTube I put this on, I can't remember, but the save file for this part, basically, I don't even know what happened to it. It just kind of ruined, it just kind of, yeah, blew itself up. Obviously we've actually finished the water coaster, but yeah, the file for the part blew itself up. Luckily, this area and the next one was perfectly fine, but the fourth area, one which I'd been working on for the best part of about 5 days, that file didn't save that, so I basically lost all that work there. So I had recorded all of it, it was all recorded, ready to go, but unfortunately the area decided it was going to destroy itself, which basically has meant I had to fully restart that area, which was less than ideal. It took me a very, very long time to build it in the first place. You see, we're actually going to go for a ride on this then to see how smooth it is. But no, I basically had to completely restart the coaster. Bear in mind, the coaster I'd done, I'd fully custom sported, nearly fully themed up. It was nearly all done and ready to go. And the file then just decided that it didn't want to be a file anymore, which is a massive shame, and it is what it is, unfortunately. But we've known this game's been quite glitchy since it was released, so it's what it is. But you can see, actually, we're starting to do some theming work. I haven't actually custom sported this ride. I might do it soon. I'm not sure yet, because at the end of the day, custom sporting does take an extremely long time to do, as with most things in this game. We're actually don't worry, this isn't what we're going for the walls with this area. Don't worry, we're not going for a lime plaster wall in the entire themed area, which that would be quite funny, but we're not going for that. But yeah, you see, we are actually going to make this a bit into a dark ride. This is my original idea. I was originally going to make this into a dark ride, but you'll actually see I delete most of this building, but we do keep the idea of the dark ride section at the start of the ride. You'll see what I mean by that when we get to it. It was a good idea to do this dark ride section, but I just didn't think the layout lended itself too well to be a dark ride kind of ride, if you know what I mean. That makes a lot of sense. A dark ride kind of ride. That's a 10 out of 10 quote there for me of all time. But we have a dark ride obviously in the previous area. We are still keeping the idea of going for a dark ride with this coaster, which again you'll see what I mean with that later on in the video. But in the next area after this one, there isn't going to be any dark rides, but then in the area after it, there is going to be a ride which is a semi-dark ride, and another ride which is going to be even more of a dark ride, which makes absolutely no sense at all. I've just realised that. One of the dark rides, that we are going to have a few dark rides in the next area. One of them is going to be kind of a dark ride, which is a coaster. But the other one's going to be a full-on dark ride. Like I said, you'll see what I mean by that when we actually get to doing that area, which I can't wait to actually start doing. See, we actually move on then. We have deleted that ride building there, and you can see we're actually doing a technique, which I think it was Digital Dan who I found this from, but I have seen, but he did say someone else did it. I can't remember who actually did it in the first place. It's like this little waterfall feature. I think it looks a lot better than the ones in game, but by no means do the ones in game look bad. It's just, I think this one looks really good. You can kind of see the idea of the area that we're going for with this. It's completely different to the Viking village, in the sense that it's just going to be a lot of rock work and stuff like that. You will, like I said, you'll see how this area looks towards the end of the series. There is obviously a lot of work that does need doing to the area to make it look all complete, as does any area in Planet Coaster. But this technique, whoever figured it out, is actually really smart, because it does look really good, to be fair. No, I don't know really what else to commentate on. We do already have a flat ride in this area, in the Wild Swing. Sorry, no, not in the Wild Swing. Sorry, that's a completely different ride in at Portons Park. But no, we do already have. I think it's called. Is it Isabella Wave Swinger? I think it is, because they've got one at Drayton Manor, which I didn't get to do on my most recent visit. But we don't go into that. But yeah. We do have one of them in this area, and there will be a few more flat rides in this area. You will see obviously them later on. I don't think it's this episode or even next episode. I think it's the last episode in this area. I can't believe I'm talking about the last area in this area. But here we are. Anyways, I have built most of all this area that you're watching now is completely done, along with the next area and half of the area after that, which just goes to show how much time I've had off. Yeah, how much time I've had off from college due to all the snow days and stuff we've had in the UK, which, by the way, what a disappointment that was. We had loads of snow where I am in the UK, but it literally went away after a few days because we had so much rain, which was a massive shame, but it's what it is. I still managed to get a few days off college, which I ain't complaining about. I don't think anybody would, to be fair, though. You can see we're doing some of the path work here. It is a pain to do path work, like when it comes to coming close to the edge of the terrain, because it comes up with like stuff based saying that you can't build it here because of the terrain and stuff like that, which I do figure out how to do that afterwards, which you'll see what I mean in a bit once it's all done. We're going back on then to doing some more of the water effects in the area, which look, again, it looks really good no matter what you do with these. It is a bit more obviously longer than the normal going out with the normal waterfalls in game, but it does look a lot better, a lot better, and it is worth the time, as with a lot of things in this game. If you put your time and your effort into it, it works. It does look really good, and it does come out really well, and it's a good game, apart from when the files decide that they're going to blow themselves up for no apparent reason, which I'm still fuming about that mail I just had, and that happened 3 days as of recording this voiceover, which when it goes out will probably be about 2 weeks, about 2 weeks after it happened, which I probably won't be angry by then, because I imagine I would have finished the park by then, knowing me. But going on to this park then, what else is coming to this park? Well, obviously we've got the competition coaster, which as you're watching this, I think the competition ends, I think this goes out on the 24th. So if this goes out on the 24th, the competition ends on the 31st. How many days is that? Let me just do some maths in my head. That's just over a week. So you guys have just over a week to finish this competition. I will put, obviously, if you guys want me to put another post on my TikTok page or anything like that, just updating the rules and stuff like that, then I'm more than happy to do that. But I hope you guys, I haven't seen any of these submissions yet, so hopefully you guys do come up with some good coasters for that area. And I think I have 15 people entering that one, which isn't too bad as of recording this. And providing I put something on my TikTok page as an update, we will probably have more people. You see, we're actually theming up some of the dark ride section of this of some of this ride. Now, I'm taking a bit of inspiration from Valhalla, from what I've heard, and how soaked you get on that ride by adding some water jets, which is similar to what they have on Valhalla. But we're doing a nice bit of theming, not too much, not too little. We see we've got more water effects there to absolutely soak the riders. But yeah, we are. Something else you'll notice in this video is the area looks heavily unfinished. Like, it doesn't look the best in this not voiceover, sorry, in the time lapse. But as you look at it when it's all done, it looks really good, and you know, I can't really complain about it. But yeah, we are. I think, yeah, like I said, there's a lot more theme work to do, which you will see later on in the series, which will come into another episode. But yeah, there's not really much else to talk about then. Because of that, how about let's go into real time then. Here we are then in real time. We start off in a very weird location back in the Viking village. I still need a name for the restaurant we've done in the area, so if you guys want to comment any of that in this video, then please do feel free to. But we finally done an entrance for the wooden coaster known as Yggdrasil Run, I think it's pronounced like that. Yggdrasil? I don't know, it's something like that. But no, we're going to exit Viking village then and go towards the new themed area. You can see this area looks brilliant. And I still need you guys, I still need some thoughts on building a transportation ride in the park. I'm thinking of doing the like the sky ride similar to Alton Towers. Might do something like that. I still need to change some of the trees around here, but we walk down this pathway there, and normally we'd be going straight out to the park exit because there wouldn't be anything else in the park. But in today's video, we are actually going to be taking a left just up here. I'm going to try and avoid the signs again because I still need to remove them before the final area. This entrance you see here is not final, and I do make some final changes to that. The entrances look a lot better now that I think about it. But as we walk down here, you can see we've got some more theming over there with the with next episode's ride, which you'll see what that is sooner rather than later. Like I said, there's a lot of work I need to get done around here. You can see there's tomorrow's ride, and ignore that cylinder in the air there. That might be for the next video, but. No, here we are then, outside the water coaster. It does look really good, even in this unfinished state. The queue is just barren, there's nothing in the queue line. But if you walk down here, you can see the wave swinger from the other area. I moved that one to make way for the KMG afterburner. But it works really well in here, actually. I think the way I managed to theme it up looks really good. We've got more of those waterfalls. That is another thing as well, which is repeating in this area. I will obviously tell you guys what the name of the area is at the end of the episode. You can see the water coaster overbank there. I think there's only one water coaster in the world which actually has an overbank like that. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's the one at Park La Pau, I think. Don't quote me on that. It might be, but we'll go for a ride then on the water coaster. You can see we've got loads of theming in this queue line. Honestly, it would make Nemesis jealous. This
Nemesis is closing due to her abnormal
queue line would. As we walk up, then we've got obviously good views of the ride as we go through. We come up here to a little baggage where you put your baggage. That is themed now that I'm watching this back. You see some more theming there. This, like I said, it does look really barren, this ride, it does at the minute, but by the end of this it isn't very barren and it looks brilliant. So let's go take a ride then on the water coaster. There is a name for this one which I won't reveal in this episode. I'll reveal that in the final. I'll reveal all the names in the final episode, but let's go for a ride then on the water coaster. We have to go back out here to go on it. I will have to unfortunately commentate over this, so might be here a little while, but we're going to have to speed it up as well. But no, it all looks really good. We come on. God, the operations are slow on this. I know. I put. There we go. But no, we're going to the drop. Small, absolutely soaking drop, and then you get even more wet when you go underneath the water effects. Now you don't actually see these water effects coming up because they're all triggered, and if you're on the front of the boat, you don't actually get wet, but the back does. But I know we're about to go ascend up the first lift then. This is, like I said, it's not the most thrilling ride in the world, but no water coaster is, and I think out of this, I'm not trying to be cocky or anything, but out of the coaster types there are of this in the world, I think this would be one of the better ones just because of the layout and stuff like that. But you know, we cresting the lift hill then, we go into the first little drop, into like a little double down, into a turn, which I can't remember what the G-force is like, into the overbank, which goes really slow. I might have to change the height on that, but go around a turn, into the splashdown. Yeah, you get a little bit wet on that, but then we're gonna be meandering for a little while on this water section. You can see some of the rest of the theming in the area. We go up a second lift then into the second drop. You will notice as well with this, this is the final drop into the water. We speed it up there. This is the final drop into the water. You see we've got also a ride camera there. It goes really fast into that turn. I didn't realise that, but that's the final drop into water on the ride, because up the next lift it goes into more of a normal coaster section. It's got like a helix and a couple of little airtime hills, which I didn't really want to make any more water drops because you already get soaked on the first 3 drops anyway. So as well, it was really weird position of the lift hill to where the brake one was. I could have just changed that, but no, I'm really happy with this one. I still need to make some changes to the wooden coaster. I would like to make some changes, but I don't know what to make. I don't know whether or not to keep it as a GCI family or make it a bit more thrilling. I'm not too sure yet, but we'll see. We can see that towards later on in the series, which if you guys want to put any suggestions in the series, do feel free to put those suggestions in. I'm going to make a turn then into the little helix drop here. This is actually, I really like this helix. It seems like quite a lot of fun. But something else you'll notice as well with this POV, when this was filmed, it's got the predictive thing on it, where it basically predicts where the coaster's going. Shock horror. But into the offload station there, where we'll get off. But I do have the predictive POV thing on. I can't remember what it's called, but when it makes it look quite uncomfortable. That is updated now, and I do have the mod which basically makes it so that isn't on, and it looks so much better on the POVs, which if you want me to do an updated POV, I will do. We'll go down the steps then, and we'll take a right, we'll go back outside where the baggage thing is, and we go underneath the ride's first little section then, and that overbank is actually quite steep. I didn't realise it was that steep, but I think it's called an overbank. Yeah, I think it's called an overbank, but yeah, that was our ride on the wooden coaster? No, water coaster. You can see there's that height marker again. Again, just ignore that. You'll find out what that is in a few episodes' time. But I know this coaster does look really good, and even in this unfinished state, it looks really good, and it actually looks bigger than it actually is for some reason. I don't know what it is with it, but it looks quite large. I can't quite put a finger on it, but no, it is really quite nice to see. It's the next ride station. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to guess what it is from looking at that view there then. So here we are then in an above view of the Asgard. You can see here's the fully done. I need to show you actually guys the train for this ride, which does look a little bit creepy, as I said in the intro. But the name for this area is it's known as the Fjordlands. That's obviously Norwegian fjords and themes to stuff like that, which is what this entire area is just going to be themed to. It's going to be themed to Fjordland, and I think I've done not too bad on the theming, as you can see around all this area there. There is obviously a massive gap, and you can tell where the maintenance building is, but just looking over the part, and again you can see the next episode's ride. You can see we've just got loads of allocations as well for space for the next rides in the area. One of those allocations is gone, and it isn't there anymore. You can see here's the competition coaster, which as I'm filming this, there is only, like I said before, 7 days left on this competition, so make sure you enter the competition then. That is going to do it then for the first episode then of the Fjordland and the 4th episode of Asgard Theme Park. If you guys did enjoy this one, please do hit the like and subscribe button, turn on notifications if you are interested. Any suggestions are taken on, and make sure you put them in the comment section down below. You can see here's the entrance then to Asgard, but that is going to do it then for this video. Like I said, if you guys did enjoy this one, please hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys in a brand new video next time. Goodbye.